The impending trip to Selhurst Park represents more than just another Premier League fixture for Manchester United. It is a psychological hurdle wrapped in a tactical puzzle. Following the profoundly disappointing performance against Everton, a match that lacked any semblance of cohesive intensity, the visit to Crystal Palace feels like a defining moment. The question is no longer about maintaining an unbeaten run, but about discovering a fundamental response. A showing of character and strategic intelligence against a team that has become a persistent thorn in United's side. The historical weight of poor results at this venue adds a layer of complexity that the manager and players must navigate. Crystal Palace enters this match with a curious blend of momentum and fatigue. Their risen form prior to a midweek Conference League loss to Strasbourg was impressive, having strung together a 5-match unbeaten run that has solidified their position in the top half of the table. While they suffered a defeat in Europe, the implications of that match are twofold. On one hand, it suggests potential physical and mental fatigue. On the other, it means their focus immediately sharpens back to the Premier League, and a team of their confidence will be eager to rebound swiftly in front of their home supporters. This is not a wounded animal, but a motivated and well-structured side that believes it can extend United's misery at their ground. The core of Palace's threat under their current sisters is a fascinating study in structured asymmetry. Their formation, a fluid 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, is built on a foundation of narrow attacking principles. The central striker, Jean-Philippe Mateta, operates as a formidable target man, but his role is complemented by players like Eberechi Eze and Michael Elise tucking inside from wide areas to occupy the half spaces. This creates a congested central corridor, drawing opposition defenders inward. The true attacking width and the primary source of creative output is generated by their wing-backs, particularly the right-sided dynamo Daniel Munoz. His average positioning maps show him operating with the width of a traditional winger, and his heat maps are a blaze of activity down the entire right flank. This is the central tactical conundrum. Palace attack by being narrow in intent but wide in execution, overloading the centre before releasing their marauding wide players into advanced positions. This directly informs the most critical team selection dilemma facing United: the deployment of natural fullbacks in the wing-back roles, as seen with Mazraoui against Everton, has a debilitating effect on the entire system. It inherently transforms a back three into a defensive back five, stifling any offensive impetus and ceding territorial advantage. For this specific fixture, given the identified threat of Munoz, continuing with a defensively minded player on the right flank would be tactical suicide. The only logical choice, despite any perceived defensive trade-offs, is to start Amad Diallo in that role. His natural inclination to drive forward, take on defenders and create chances would force Munoz into a more cautious defensive posture, effectively neutralising Palace's greatest weapon by presenting a consistent and dangerous offensive threat. It is a proactive move that acknowledges the best form of defence is to pin back their most potent attacker. On the opposite flank, the decision is equally complex. The theoretical option of reintroducing Lisandro Martinez at left centre-back and pushing Luke Shaw into the left wing-back role is appealing on paper. However, this might be the wrong game for such an experiment. The left-sided duo would be immediately tasked with handling the relentless runs of Munoz. And while both are excellent defenders, introducing a new partnership dynamic in such a high-pressure environment carries risk. The more conservative, and perhaps more stable, prediction is that we will see Shaw retained as the left-sided centre-back with Diogo Dalot operating as the left wing-back. This is not the ideal scenario as it limits Shaw's offensive impact, but it provides a known quantity and a solid defensive base to handle the predictable and persistent attacks down United's left side. The midfield battle presents a less ambiguous picture. The double pivot of Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes is almost certain to remain untouched, as there are few viable alternatives that offer the same blend of defensive steel and creative distribution. Their role will be paramount in disrupting Palace's rhythm. They must be alert to the quick, incisive passes into Mateta, who excels at holding up the ball and bringing others into play. Casemiro's aggression in stepping up to win second balls, and Fernandes' intelligence in cutting off passing lanes will be crucial in preventing Palace from establishing a foothold in central areas. This is a battle of control versus chaos, and United's experienced midfield must enforce the former. The attacking trident offers a glimmer of optimism, contingent on the fitness of Rasmus Højlund. His return is non-negotiable. His physical presence, direct running, and predatory instincts in the box are the qualities most likely to unsettle Palace's back three. Flanking him, the combination of Mason Mount and Alejandro Garnacho offers a blend of work rate, technical ability, and direct goal threat. This setup is a significant upgrade, providing the verticality and penetration that was so sorely missing at Goodison Park. The movement of these three players must be coordinated and sharp, constantly testing the discipline of Palace's defensive line and looking to exploit the spaces left by their advancing wingbacks. Ultimately, this fixture boils down to a clash of philosophies and confidence. Palace are a team comfortable in their system, riding a wave of positive results and believing in their game plan. United are a team searching for an identity, fragile after a damaging defeat, and burdened by a negative history at the venue. The potential advantage of a week's rest versus Palace's European commitments is a theoretical positive that United must make a tangible reality on the pitch. The match will likely be decided in the wide areas. If Munoz is allowed to dominate, it will be a long and frustrating afternoon. If United can assert their own threat and win the individual battles in midfield, there is a path to a positive result. However, the collective weight of evidence, recent performance, tactical missteps, and historical precedent points towards an immensely challenging 90 minutes, where any result other than a defeat would be a hard-fought achievement.